We're at the New Bucks Head. It's pre-season for AFC Telford United. They've gone down 3-0 to Aston Villa in today's pre-season friendly. I've got manager Gavin Cowan with me. Gavin, what have you learnt from today's game then, having seen that?
Yeah, well, as I've said to the players there, it's a different test for us today, and you learn different things about the players. So they came up against a very good Aston Villa side, as you would have seen. And there's just a lot for us to work on. Everything's gone very smoothly, very lovely up until now, and then you come up against players who are of a higher standard, and it sends you into a bit of panic mode, which the players did until about 34 minutes. But yeah, it was good because we've got, obviously, we video the games. I can go away and analyse it now, and then I can relay that back to the players when we meet up. We'll have a game on Tuesday, and we'll meet up on Thursday, and we'll do a good hour just analysing things and making sure that we can right some of the wrongs. Yeah,
sure. So that kind of thing gives you plenty to work on, and more so than you find in training.
Yeah, you can't replicate what we do in a match in training, and pre-season, this is what pre-season's all about. We need to be going out there, and if we weren't making mistakes, if there wasn't things that we could improve on, then there'd be no reason for me to be here. So it's probably a good thing that there are a few things for me to work on. But yeah, the lads' attitude, their application was exactly the same as what it was against Ellesmere and Market Drayton, which is all I asked for. But like I say, they went into a bit of panic mode because from everything that we've been working on, sometimes it's a little bit against the grain of what they've done previously at other clubs. So when they realised that they were going to have to go into their reserves, they went into a bit of panic mode and played on their own agenda. So then after 34 minutes, that came good, and then we had a good chat at half time, and it got better. So, but there's like I say, it's good that it's happening now, so we can work on it. But it was a tough test. You're up against Aston Villa, practically their first team, so it was always going to be difficult. But I thought our lads were great.
Sure. So with Tuesday in mind at Barwell, then is that a bit more of a sort of a division below? Is that a different test?
Well, they're only a division below, so you can't go there with any complacency or thinking that you're going to completely steamroll them. They'll be very well organised, but they'll also be working towards the start of their season. So, like I say, it's another chance. Just results are slightly immaterial. Listen, we always want to get results, but it's now about building for August the 4th, and that's what I'm bothered about, results. And the Barwell game will be about, again, building some of the lads up, bringing some of them back down, and making sure that we get them ready.
Is that always the aim with pre-season then, to sort of increase that intensity towards the first competitive game?
Yeah, so a lot of them had 60 minutes today, and then the others had 30, so then we might flip that. There might be a couple of different ones in there, but we'll flip that over just so they're all coming out with the same loads and making sure they're covering the same distances. So it's quite strategic, and has to be calculated right. Because again, what we don't want is they've been a couple of them sat on the beach for 2 weeks, and then they get straight back into it, so you get injuries. So we've built it up really nicely, and it's been very intense the last couple of weeks. So we're ready to bring it down and let them do their work in the games now.
Sure. In terms of sort of further recruitment, are there any more irons in the fire? Or?
There's always irons in the fire, as you know, until we get to that first game of the season. There's always the possibility that something might happen. But as it stands at the moment, we've got these lads, some of the lads in that aren't signed at the moment, and I'm working with them. So again, their attitude, application, they're the right characters. So we want them in and around the club. Obviously, budget's not going to allow us to bring all of them in. We won't be working with a squad of 22. But we do need to have a good squad of 16 to 18 to make sure that we're going to be competitive this year.
Sure. Okay. That's great, Gavin. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, mate. No problem.